Yes, it's true. I picked up 10 different strains of Guppies and Endlers the other week at the Guppy auction, and I'm gonna show you them all today, but that's not all. We picked up some cool apistos and other fish also. If this is your first time in the fish cave, welcome. If you end up enjoying this video, hit that like button and consider subscribing. I wanna start with these guys over here, and as far as pattern is concerned, they're one of the most simple that I got. These are a 3/4 black round tail guppy. I really like these for the round tail, and these actually won their class at the show for round tails. These are the best round tail guppies at the show. With this strain, I just got one pair. Some of the strains you'll see there was a breeding colony or a trio. With these, it happened to be just a pair. I'm very, very excited. No fry from these yet, although as you'll see, there are some guppies that have popped out some fry already. But this female's looking fairly boxy. I'm not the biggest guppy expert, but I would say fry are not too, are in the not too distant future. So really cool guppy, pretty simple, but I really like that round tail. And the male's dorsal fin is pretty neat. It's pretty long top fin there. She's significantly bigger than him, which is the case of most of these, as you'll see. But they're really enjoying it here, sharing this 10-gallon with some blue shrimp and some assassin snails for the most part. But it's a nice little home for them. Got some floating plants. In the 20-gallon long, right to the right of these guys in the rack system, I have a trio, and I'm gonna use my cheat sheet here, guys. So I bought so many guppies, I had to use a cheat sheet, so I printed out. These ones are I bought these as Red Mosaic half blacks, and you can see there's a trio, one male here and two females. No fry in this tank either yet. However, both females look fairly boxy, pretty chubby, kind of a big old rounded box. And these guys are very, very active. They've been getting fed 2 to 3 times a day. And I've been doing actually 4 feedings sometimes for the tanks that have the fry. I'm really excited about this strain. I tried to, do a little bit different stuff. So I got 10 different strains. Some of them are kind of similar, but I got some with swords, I got some endlers, I got some with Dumbo ears, the half black with the simpler tail. As you can see, these are, I believe, more of a delta tail or a little bit of a larger tail. So a little bit of everything to kind of mix it up, but really excited, and hopefully these guys will be dropping fry here really soon. The guppies in this next tank were called a blue delta tail. And once again, I have a trio. There's the male. He has probably the biggest flowing tail of any of the guppies I bought. To be honest, I like him, but usually these big flowing tails like that are not my favorite. I did like this strain. This is one of the ones that I kind of, I think I had an eye on before the auction. But if you look really closely in this tank, you can notice that there's some fry. And these guys actually in the bag on the way back from the auction, or it might have been when I first got them, they had already fry and they popped out a few more since they've been in here. So they seem to be doing well. The fry seem to be, growing and being happy. There's plants, some crypts down here. There's once again some snails, some Malaysian trumpet snails, as well as some orange shrimp in here. And speaking of orange shrimp, one of the things I also picked up at the auction was some orange shrimp. There's a guy, I believe his name was Devin. I bought some orange and cherry shrimp from him, and they are a really nice orange color. I've had some orange shrimp before, but there's more even over here. And really excited to kind of add to my population of orange shrimp. And you're gonna see the cherries that we got also, which are just phenomenal. Here's a strain of endlers in this 20-gallon long. And this is one that I picked up a few months back. It's a red chested endler. So this is not one that I got at the show the other weekend. But I only bought 2 males and 3 females. And as you can see, guys, there are just dozens and dozens, if not 100 or more, of these red-chested endlers in here. The males tend to hide towards the back, but I've been culling and moving out some of the males that don't have that double sword, and that guy doesn't look the greatest. But I'm trying to breed selectively for a longer double sword, like that guy right there, how he has both swords. So this is a work in progress, my first real kind of line breeding experiment or project. And there's some yellow shrimp in here as well. I never had the best luck with the yellow shrimp, but this population seems to be kind of just hanging on, and the endlers don't bother them. You can see some of them scurrying around back there. But the Endlers really exploded in this tank. Should have some of these for sale soon on wildfishtanks.com. Here we have our first Endler strain from the show, and I believe this is our 4th new strain altogether. These are our rainbow Endler. You can see the female here. It looks like almost like a half black with a yellow back tail, and then the male here, if he comes into focus a little bit, he's kind of the red and almost like flamingo type colors, pinkish, reddish, sunbursty. And they're sharing a tank here with some panda cories. And I'm not sure if these guys will breed true or not. I'm assuming that most of these strains that I got breed true. This one's a little different in that the female and the male do look quite different. But either way, I like the style. I like the kind of compact body. I like the round tail. So I'm excited to see, you know, how these do. No new fish in this 55-gallon except for some baby Hillstrom Loaches. Yes, that's right. We've bred Hillstrom Loaches. I'm out here in the freaking fish cave doing water changes, and I just saw a baby Hillstrom Loach. There was a baby Hillstrom Loach. Holy crap, guys. It was in this rock. The Hillstrom Loaches have 100% bred. This is ridiculous. Big shout out to Madfish Diva and One Fish, Two Fish. They both have had successful breeding. Oh, there it is. There it is right there. Guys, baby freaking Hillstrom Loach. Yes, this is phenomenal, guys. This is phenomenal. Also, new addition, did not get these from the show, but got these from a local friend, Alex. Shout out to Alex and Alex. Beautiful Congo Tetras. Now, they're not even colored up right now. I don't even really have the light over the tank too much. But as you can see, gorgeous iridescence. There's 2 males and 2 females. The males are gonna have like those longer fins and it'll be a little bigger and more colorful. And they are gonna be in here for another few days. They've only been in here for a couple days. Gonna leave them in here for a couple more days, and then we're going to introduce them to the 55-gallon right next door. But right now they're just kind of hanging out here with these stir-by cories, doing their thing, and you know, wishing they had a little more room, which they will very soon. Also brand new in the fish cave, I bought them as Apistogramma Borrelia umbrella cichlid, and after buying them and talking with my local fish friend David, I believe them to be Apistogramma steel blue. Is like a hybrid species, so I'm not really sure. But as you can see, they have like this kind of bluish mask. I believe this one right here is a male because it has that blue mask. And I believe that there's 3 males and 1 female. There's one fish way back there that, not the one swimming to the left, but the one straight back, I believe is a female. So we'll see. Next door, we get back to the Livebearers. This is another strain of, I'm not sure if this is a guppy or an endler, but I got this not at the show actually. I got this from Aquatics a few months back as fry, and I grew them up, and I'm lucky to have, I actually had a trio, but I didn't like the other male. I had 2 males and a female. So I just left this male and female, and if you could see by the back on the sponge filter, we have some fry growing up. They like to kind of hang out by the sponge filter and pick through it. Another reason why sponge filters are just awesome. A lot of guppy grass, moss, etc., etc. Not gonna go through every tank today, but some more new fish are some Apistogrammas again. And these ones are the Hongsloi, Apistogramma Hongsloi. And these guys right here, I'm not sure if they're females or just not colored up males, but the real male, or the real color that the male's gonna get is like this guy right there. And he is beautiful. Not even close to being like, you know, fully grown yet. He's just gonna continue to get more and more beautiful, and those yellows and reds are gonna come out. So I'm really looking forward to growing these and hopefully spawning these guys. We're still only on the 5th new strain. We're going to have 5 more after this. There's 4 more here in the fish cave, and then we'll save the best for last. And that's gonna be in the tank in the house. The German yellow, ice blue, something or other. But I gotta bring out my cheat sheet again because I forget what these are called. Maybe some with a Dumbo. Let's see here. These are Red Mosaic Dumbo. Red Mosaic Dumbo, once again a trio, 1 male, 2 females. Really like this. Like I said, I have a few that are kind of like this. I like the Dumbo. I like how the tail is big, but not that big. Interesting, you know, that the females are blue tailed, you know, have blue, and the male's red. I think it's cool. It gives a little bit of you know, contrast. So we'll see how these guys breed out, but really excited, and they seem to be doing really well in with these lemon blue eyes. There's a few babies that I forgot to get out of the tank. What's really neat about I got these 10 different strains of guppies and endlers. I didn't need to set up any new tanks. As you'll see, we're gonna cover some in here next. I added them in with some of the bristlenose plecos and in with the rack system, so I didn't have to throw together a bunch of new tanks. In this tank is gonna be the first of 3 different types of double swordtails we have. As you can see, these ones are a German blue double sword, and I think they're amazing. No fry from these guys yet, although the next pair we're gonna take a look at just recently dropped fry. He's got an amazing kind of steel blue. It's one of the larger swords. The other swords we'll see are a little bit of a smaller. His tail is pretty big. She's looking pretty beefy and boxy, and he chases her around all the time. So excited to see her drop some fry, hopefully here in the next few days or weeks. And then this tank is piggybacked with tons of snails. We got ram's horn. We have black mystery snails, or the dark-footed purple mystery snails, as well as a bunch of calico grow-outs in this tank. Down here, also living with some plecos. These are the long fin lemon blue-eyed plecos. We have a red German double sword, and this guy's kind of a reddish pink. And look how flowy and long his double sword is. Really cool. Looks like ribbons or streamers, and is just a really gorgeous, gorgeous guppy. Not the thickest guppy in the world. Mama's pretty thick, but he is just, in my opinion, stunning. I don't think the camera's doing him justice at all. And if you can see in the background, we have some fry. There are a handful of fry in this tank already swimming around. This is one of the tanks I've been feeding, a couple times a day, at least 3-4 times a day. Feeding them some Daphnia, frozen Daphnia, some fry food from the co-op and other crushed flake. Join us this Wednesday for a live stream. We're going to be talking about different foods, explaining what I feed the plecos versus the guppies. As you can see, there's some zucchini again in this tank with some really baby tiny L144A lemon blue eyes. But this strain, I'm really excited to see how the males, the juveniles turn out. Because if they're half as beautiful as this guy, I'm gonna be really, really excited. This is one of the larger groups of guppies I picked up. It was kind of a breeding colony. I think they were labeled like a purple red mosaic, and they look like they have a little bit of a Dumbo ear trait as well, although the male doesn't show a ton of the Dumbo. It's a one male and 4 females, and I'm not sure how many of the females have popped out fry, but there are at least a few little fry over here in the corner. And some of these females definitely look like there's another fry right there, and they've been doing well. They've been doing really well. I'm excited to see kind of how they turn out. There's a bunch of different females, so I'm not sure if they'll breed true or not, but we'll see. These are also the red cherry shrimp that I picked up from the same breeder, and as you can see, these things are freaking red, like fire engine red. They're hanging up over here. These guys were so nice. I didn't want to mix them with any of the shrimp I currently have. I have some nice shrimp, but these are in a different class as far as I'm concerned. Very, very red, solid colors, and I was able to pick them up at the auction along with those oranges and all these guppies. So really excited to have them here in the fish cave. And below here, in another grow out tank that used to be just super reds, these are actually the larger super reds that I'm kind of holding on to grow up as maybe future breeding stock. They're all hiding down there. You can see their tails. They're acting like the bats of the fish world. But there's another swordtail, and I believe this line is another German double sword. I believe the last one was the English red, not a German red, and there's a German blue in the house. Even with my cheat sheet, I can't get it straight. But as you can see, this guy's got a really shiny fluorescent body. The females are pretty colorful as well, but he is just stunning in my opinion. Very flashy, very nice blue and yellow contrast, and his double swords kind of fork out really nicely. And as you can see, they're very, very active. Being fed multiple times a day. Living in this 55-gallon with just some of these super red Pleco grow outs, and obviously a lot of snails. But really excited to see these guys grow up and breed just like these other guppies. Don't try to ask me which one's my favorite. Maybe the one in the house, maybe, but they're all pretty dang cool in my opinion. Nothing brand new in this 125, although we haven't really shown it off recently since we converted it to a Lake Tanganyika tank. with the Synodontis petricola, and they've been doing this crazy behavior lately. I'm not sure if they're ready to breed soon. I hope so. But yeah, I've had these guys for coming up on close to 2 years, and there's actually a good dozen of them, 10 or a dozen of them in here. Most of them hide behind these rocks over here. But there's also this colony of daffodil cichlids, which are these ones with the yellow, kind of yellow and top highlights. And then these Lulupi cichlid, lemon cichlid, which are the bright yellow ones. And I want to add a few different strains eventually. And I'd like to breed these fish also. I'm not sure if they're kind of colony breed. I know the catfish, I probably need to set up a marble trap. These cichlids, they may kind of, breed in this tank, but I feel as if I really want to, make it efficient, probably take a pair out and do it that way, but not in a rush to do it, but future projects for sure. Let's take a look at the last but not least cool guppy strain in the house, the ice blue German yellow double sword. The 29-gallon tank that is located in the front room where we do our live streams lately on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Be sure to join us this Wednesday. We'll be talking about fish food. But this tank is home to our breeding pair of super reds. There's the female. The male's probably over in his cave, or sometimes he likes to hang out in this wood. As you can see, there's a large population of trumpet snails, but I recently introduced these assassin snails, and they're reproducing fairly quickly. And if you take a real close look at the substrate, you'll notice that there is an ever-growing population of blackworms in this tank also, which is kind of pretty neat. And then there's some cherry shrimp of varying grades just hanging out along the back. I forgot to clean off this tank. I cleaned off all the other ones, but I forgot to clean off this one. The guppy, probably my favorite one from the show, probably the smallest one from the show. It is the ice blue German yellow double sword and his female, really cool strain. Never heard of it. Not that I've heard of any of these strains really before. It's hard to get his full color on camera, but as you can see, he's like yellow and purple and blue with a greenish tail. It's really difficult. Okay, there it is. But a really stunning guppy, and in person he looks even more stunning. As he gets closer and out of the light, you can't see it as much. He's got like a three-toned kind of body, and it's really something I've never seen before. So excited to see if they breed true or not. I haven't seen any fry from them. She's not the biggest of the females that we've seen, but she definitely looks like she could be pregnant, or if not pregnant, at least, chunky and healthy and well-fed. So these guys are definitely, I don't want to pick a favorite, but in my opinion, this guy is beautiful, gorgeous, really hoping they breed true. Thanks for joining me on this Guppy and Endler and new fish-centric little tour of the fish cave and this tank. If you want to check out the video where I got these guppies, click right there. If you want to check out some other wild fish tank antics, right there. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. As always, stay positive and stay passionate.